y'all. Welcome to episode 50 of the Wiretap.
Oh.
As you can see, we are in unison, simply because...
Say that word one more time.
Unison.
Unison.
Because this is episode 50.
50.
We got through a lot of hurdles, trials, and tribulations, and...
Mike's white.
Yeah, we went through a lot.
Co-host.
Co-host.
Yeah, camera people. Sheesh.
And we still
wasn't here. So.
Yo, Reese wasn't here.
Reese wasn't here.
Hey, listen, Reese is like a godsend at this point.
Yeah.
Yo, without him on them ones and twos.
Listen, I'm grateful.
Dancing in the video.
I'm grateful.
I'm all in the back.
I'm in the back.
Yo, first of all, I want to thank everyone here, everyone that's a part of this. Bree, T, Key, Jeff, Reese, myself. I gotta thank myself.
Yeah, of course.
Give it up, Tony, bringing this all together.
Yeah, it's that. You know, I appreciate everyone here. Like I said, you know, I couldn't do this without y'all. I mean, I would have stepped, kept going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say you.
But y'all, yeah,
show must
y'all make this. Y'all make this.
We'll make this shit look easy.
Exactly.
It's the
Make this shit
liquor.
look easy.
It's the liquor.
Just to liquor.
Don't look back. Imagine I'm not back here.
I said that.
What are you talking about?
I said that. Him like, nah, this is Reese pause. I mean, it's crazy pause. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have the need to want to like.
Yeah, everything.
So
now
you
that you
good.
right?
You can just
because I can't, but I'm still gonna do this.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
Yeah.
I'm a figment of your imagination.
Hell, he's our subconscious.
Not the subconscious in the back.
I'm just subconscious.
So we going
subconscious.
we starting a little late, but we gonna get this shit rocking. We got some real good shit to talk about tonight. And hopefully after this first segment is over, we will get the people behind camera to come on and do the second segment.
Shot.
No. Don't even say her name. Her name is Ghost.
Ghost.
Breeze.
So now Breeze got killed. We never saw Breeze die.
But you know he about to be on an episode of Raising Canaan.
He was on the last episode.
Yeah, he was on the last.
That was the season four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're gonna introduce Tommy and
I know shit what y'all talking about right now.
The power.
Yo, don't worry about stuff like that. You just worry about the
Jack, don't worry. I just started watching this shit myself.
Jeff said,
I'm just all the Breeze King.
oh, it's I fell off and picked back up, but I wanted to say this. Listen, motherfuckers. Jeff said we can't get the Lambos, so we ain't gonna fuck y'all up this summer.
Yeah. Next time, wait on it.
We getting the Lamborghinis. All three of us. Everybody on this set.
You mean all three, nigga?
I said everybody on the set. Everybody on the set.
I'm not me.
No, yeah, I got you.
Nigga, I'm
Now, come next summer, we're gonna have a fucking Lamborghini. Think about it. Let's lie.
We joking.
Nigga.
We go. I mean,
Because somebody's really taking the shit to heart. Like, yo,
oh, probably.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Some shoes. I'm gonna have something to say.
somebody that said that. Somebody been watching the podcast like, yeah, and nigga Tony got a rollie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas clocking this shit.
But look, let's go ahead and start this intro. As always, like, follow, and subscribe. And if you feel the what?
Frisky, go ahead and comment. You're
In the intro.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, y'all. Welcome back. Episode 50 of the Wiretap. We got two topics to talk about, but we're going to dive into like each one of these topics. But I came across something very interesting on TikTok. I got to stay off of TikTok.
wait.
Oh,
Nigga, no,
back it
Where's
up.
my motherfucking what's the
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm
I don't
excited.
even give a fuck about.
I'm excited. Yeah. Whoa.
Wait a second.
We all was there once. You absolutely right though. My fault. Let's bring it back.
remember that time.
We don't have to like. We just want to do it.
Yeah, I know what that is.
But as always, let's do our mental health check-in. Let's start with the ladies in the room, except for Ghost.
Yeah.
Yo,
We got a guest here. My best friend is here today.
hey, that's
15 years of friendship.
15.
I got a guest here too.
I saw the part that you was in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a guest too.
You be alright.
Danny, you don't disrespect my man Ella like that.
I mean, he got a lady though. We was gonna get the Ella.
We just said, you said yes.
No, he said
Lady.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. He's not a lady.
You just
That's crazy. Y'all gotta fight it with this. Best friend, how was your week?
It was crazy, but I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you for being. That's all you got for us. You ain't got nothing.
Yo, best friend, we heard a lot about you, right? Man, yeah, because my best friend, I almost thought you didn't exist. And then here you are.
Thank you, Eric.
Welcome.
I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it short.
No problem with that.
You gonna see more?
T, how was your week?
T had a good week. T had a good week.
Why T talking?
Third person, the third.
T like to talk some
Hey, T, I'm sorry, T. I love the fact that you talk in third person. This shit's spot.
Thank you.
Go ahead, T.
But sometimes you got to step outside of myself.
T talking.
Interrupting T.
All right, yes, T had a good week. I took off Friday so that I could enjoy Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, pick a person. You want to talk about I or T? Because now
You know what?
you fucking
all of
me
that.
up. You fucking me up. Yeah.
I'm on. I'm them, they, okay. She, okay. Got it, she
My
is.
fault.
She is.
Goddamn T.
Yeah, so I took off Friday so I could enjoy my Memorial Day weekend. So I had a good week overall.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Alright, Bree.
Yeah.
Long
Short
game
week.
don't care.
You know, I ain't want to get off fish today. So I had to get the bundle. So I had to get the bundle.
We came in here like this.
It's like yeah. 26 middle bus down. Okay. Put it on.
Hey, Bree keeps shaking her head like she keep doing this shit.
I told her
doing that shit. Flicking her hair and shit.
Go ahead.
it's okay.
I like it.
Go ahead, Bree.
I like your tea with the tater with. But short week. Spent time with the family today. That was
Shout out to the
tiring.
family.
And now I'm here.
Okay.
God
Thank you
bless
for coming
you.
because we showed.
Because they wasn't looking good.
Yeah, because initially he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Then I look in the group chat, he was like, I'm on my way. I said,
Yeah, you know,
That's
being a
not
favorite
favorite.
child, it benefits you.
Yeah.
okay. Shout out to being a favorite.
Shout out to being a favorite. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell your sister what she said, nigga. She outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I ain't still nothing. This episode 50. I do what I want to do.
We should call this get Richard. I want to do that. I want to play on that album.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Ella, how was your week?
Shit, my week was kind of long, but it got worse. From fucking Thursday, listening to me fucking me up.
Oh, Jesus.
I hated that shit. That was the worst shit I've ever been through in my life.
What wasn't he? Yo, you know something? Not to cut you off. You know,
Yeah, you said the wisdom teeth fucking you up? Oh, shit.
I don't have baby. Mine's have nothing. Not came through.
Your wisdom teeth never, Kiyon never grew up.
I never had the chicken pox either, though. Sorry, but
That's weird. I'm going
You want to 75 and get your wisdom teeth and get shingles at the same time.
hell.
Yeah.
Hopefully, shit'll be better by the time Monday hit. This and everybody's not.
Yeah.
You just gotta go.
Nah, I ain't gonna get.
They ain't get a full get.
gums.
They wrapped the thumbs that got my face. Fuck this.
I'm so sorry, brother. That shit
You had to get a pull.
They had to cut my fucking. You getting your pull Friday?
Right.
Good shit. They had to cut my gums and pull them out sideways. Because my shit was growing in wrong.
My wisdom teeth are also impacted, but if they're not bothering me, I'm not bothering them. So I can say that until when I die.
Teeth is
Yeah,
where
that's the airy shit. I should have done.
Hell, nothing.
I would have like crazy.
teachers were
They tried to pull my shit, but I was like, I mean, she eat Doritos like argument. I'm like, bro, I can feel that shit. He's like, nah, you can only feel the pressure. I said, nigga, I can feel that shit.
I wouldn't even tell you what you feel
Yeah, the fuck.
in your mouth.
Let me punch you in your eye. It's just it's just pressure. Now, how does your eye pressure?
Because you're going to, I used to be a dental assistant, and
Shout out to that.
you're going to feel pressure, but you should not feel pain.
No. I felt the
Hey.
They gave you like one shot of like nitrous oxide. I was like, bro,
Okay.
I need more than this. Yeah, so you having like a hard time. I'm saying, in a sense.
That's because you heard me say that earlier. Nigga.
Yeah. That's from this other
Right. You used to hit the
white
slopes.
That's the accountant now.
Nah, Jeff used to hit the slopes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ski.
Yes, we went to the Poconos.
We're gonna actually. That's actually a subject within the topic we want to talk about.
Okay.
But
we still get to talk about
I was about to move to Reese.
Oh, more Reese.
And yeah, me and Jeffy ain't gonna keep going for this, Tony.
That damn it.
That's our contract.
Reese, how was your week?
When did he become Jeffy?
He's been Jeffy.
Been Jeffy? Okay.
That day he came to the Power Lake.
Yeah, that's Jeffy.
He's been Jeffy? I thought Kiyon did that nickname.
This man knocked on somebody else's door for 20 minutes, banging on it.
He definitely did
The
that.
crazy part is no one still answered.
No one answered.
Yeah, like
Somebody was a party next door.
Somebody looked
Can
at
you
the
imagine if somebody
kickball.
didn't answer? Like, imagine somebody answering, nigga. Like, what do you say? Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
Nah, nigga snatching you in.
that's all you get.
I can imagine him saying, "You ain't Bree."
I would have been like, bro, it was the wrong building.
Yeah,
It was the wrong building.
Wrong building.
Oh, that's insane.
well, and that's the thing you gotta remember, like,
Hey, yo.
No, I'm polite. I would admit, my bad. Cool. Yeah.
Reese, I want
My week was good. I got a lot of shit accomplished at home, a lot of yard work done.
Okay.
Would love for y'all to see the yard and back porch. That shit is like,
we'll be there while you're on your cruise.
no, I would love for you
Like
to
when
see
you do the yard,
While I'm
you like,
home,
you be like, nigga,
Hey, buddy.
Nah, not at all.
Ask him a question.
No,
You don't be like this, like, God damn.
nah, I be like, yo, I hope my wife like this shit.
Not like that, not hey, buddy, like that.
Hey, buddy, with my hands on that, take buddy.
Take a step back and looking at your work.
Yeah, do you like,
Look what I
do
did.
you like manicure the
The
sides
reason
and all
why he's
that?
out when I am like that. Okay.
I'll show you something.
Fade the black. Nigga. Fade the black.
Can you fade a grass?
I'm sure you
Like,
can.
can you give a grass a deep fade?
It take a lot of work because you got to keep adjusting the height of the lawn.
Yo, bro, so that means you would have to keep adjusting the
height of the lawn.
Yeah.
But you gotta do that shit one day, bro.
I'm doing that shit. I am never doing that shit.
You got to do it like you do one way this way, so you do horizontal one way, and then the next go you would go like vertical, so you can have like the squares in them. I would do that.
The grass has the meanest tent ever.
I used to have like
What you
things in my. I used to go in a big square, so they got like small, so I had like geometric shapes to mine.
That's fire. I don't.
Yeah, that's
Well, I make sure my shit be straight lines though. That's why I stopped letting my sons cut the grass because them niggas be, it don't matter. They just be walking around.
Right. Are you like one of them home associations where like your grass gotta be a certain length?
Oh, I'm not in that.
Nigga, I live in the part of the county where all of the niggas move to. I mean, we ain't got no homeowners association. We tapping. Niggas ain't even fuck with.
I'm just happy to be here. Y'all take it.
You know, listen, I grew up with the nigga next to me, and I don't fuck with the old nigga, the African across the street.
Thank you.
That's my neighborhood.
Dude, I used to watch this show.
The blue lights that's in your neighborhood.
The blue lights is crazy.
They're alarming.
What's the show where the neighbors used to kill each other?
Lights.
Deadly Neighbors and shit. You ever watch that shit?
I've never heard of this shit.
I've heard of the show, but I've
Deadly
never seen
Neighbors?
it.
Yeah, it's
That sounds like some Lifetime shit.
It is.
Okay.
It is. I don't know why I was watching
You
like
see a Zion?
Jeff, how was your week?
My week was cool, man. I made the transition to get back outside and start prospect.
Okay.
So that's been cool.
Where you strip at? Where you want it at?
What should be?
Like, you're like, we should.
Yeah, like where you hustle at?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Wait,
A transition in the finance.
Bro said I don't speak black.
That's y'all. Jeff was out a nigga real fast.
I started talking about
We started talking about
finance.
Bro said I hate to be that guy.
He really told
But
us
I don't speak like that.
Pardon me?
Nah, so we changed up the spot. We started going up to, we started going out to like the hotel that like that would co-work after that. And like, your shit had just been cool ever since. So Kiyon met with me. You went over his financial plan. I just presented it to him. Then I was able to like network, got a fucking $1 million prospect walked in. So not bad. It's good. Buddy,
I
saw
can be 15%.
no, but
He never looked back. He just looked like this.
I never looked up. Right here.
Everybody walked in and saw me like and recorded myself, and he was like, "Yo, are you putting this up on YouTube?" And I was like,
Nah, he said Pornhub.
"I was like, nah. I just make financial content to post it on social media." And he was like, "Oh, my daughter is a YouTuber, got like 500,000 subscribers. What she does." And then that was the break of our conversation. And then it was like, "So what do you do?" And I was like, "I'm a certified financial planner." Once I said that, his eyes lit up, and he was like, "Yo, I do like all my day trade and stuff, but I need to start transitioning into have like my own time. So like, let's set up and have a meeting. We talking like 45 minutes.
I would have made him sign the contract right then and then. I
had him fill out my intake form, and then we like once he was done, we set up a meeting because the nigga live in Dallas, but he got like
what? He's flying me out for every consultation. He's just gonna get flued out.
He like y'all got 2 houses in Pennsylvania, I got 1 in Virginia, I got 2 in Dallas, and we got 1 up here, and I was just like, let's meet. And then, like, so we scheduled that out. And then it's just been happening. I've just been out in the city, just scheduling motherfuckers now. So that's right.
That's right. Congratulations.
Thanks,
How was your week?
My week was good. So, like Jeff said, I met with Jeff on Monday, and then the follow-up on Tuesday. I learned a lot about my spending habits.
Which I'm pretty sure I'm about to learn about.
Yeah, Jeff put a lot of things into perspective that if I thought I had a grasp on
how you spend your money,
how I'm spending my money, how I'm saving it, and to see for me, and just being transparent, like the decrease in money that I was making last year to this year, was humbling. I said, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it had me thinking, like, where the fuck is my money going that I'm making? But nonetheless, if that was a Monday and a Tuesday afternoon when I went to work, Jeff gave me some tools to utilize. One, take my black ass to the shop. Let's just start there. Like, I'm one of them people that be like, oh, my first client ain't till 11, so I'm gonna stay in the house till 10:45.
Yeah.
But now I've been getting up basically when the shop open and going to work. So when I do my numbers at the end of the week and I'm looking at the difference, I'm like, dang. Okay, so I see where I've been fucking up. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say this, like I had a great week. Shit was smooth, no complications. My mother's birthday was Friday. She turned age. She killed me for color. She got a party on Sunday, so I'm gonna do that on Sunday. Yeah, good week, bro.
Okay.
Happy. Oh yeah. Just FYI, shout out my barber, Donald. I just had to do that.
Yeah, Donald. Shout out, Donald.
Hey, I want to ask one thing.
Go ahead.
What were your thoughts going there when we did like our sit down, and did it actually like transpire the way you thought it?
So honestly, I think I went into it with the lens of this my homeboy, but trusting what you gonna tell me. And some people go into a situation kind of like closed-minded. I went in there like,
After show,
motherfucker, tell me about my life. If I'm gonna show you my financial and everything, there's nothing left to hide.
Right.
And once you know that, it's like, shit, nigga, you know everything it is about me. Like, your finances will tell you a lot about a person as a whole. Like, and
start seeing everything you subscribe to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for me, it's like, bro, it ain't take me long to say, hey,
you broke.
Jump under the business. I damn sure he say that. But it takes me long to say, hey, I can see where the drop off is. As soon as he pulled up his app, I was like, oh, that's the reason right here.
Yo, but I think it's a little bit easier when you know the person that you're dealing with your finances versus going to,
such and such.
You trust him. You know he's not going to try to shit you. He's not trying to sell you.
Yeah, like he gonna keep it a being with you. Like,
that's all it is.
That's right. We could have sold that nigga, and I was like, bro, I can't do this too.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, yeah, so this is this is that, but I'm not gonna do that to you. And that's the one-on-one relationship that you have. Like, I don't want to go to such and such bank where I'm just a number, and they don't know me by name. That's like going to court with a public defender. He going through files like, what's your last name again? Nah, that joke was like, that's dope. Like, and I'm not saying it because you're my man. It's like, yo, like you really know your shit, and it was an eye opener, and thus far within a week's time, it's working for me.
I'm motherfucker definitely working.
And then I also can Justice Flowers because I want to thank you for creating this space for people to be transparent with you and all this about their finances. It's very wrong.
That shit's scary.
Not like to talk about finances, how broke they are. We have our egos are involved. It's very vulnerable to be honest with you about where I am financially. So thank you for creating these space. If you all of this community can get into a place where they can better that.
Thank you.
And it made me feel comfortable because you did like us.
Thank you. Yeah, that is very important too. But T, like you said, that is literally like the like once you know about my money.
I'm sorry, man. It's
as far as I'm concerned, you know my social. You feel me? Like, you know the exact dollar amount. Like I'm showing Jeff my accounts, and he can see the exact dollar amount, not what I tell him I got. Shit, I think I got about like 6,000 for this extra. No, nigga, you have $17.
Hold on. We gonna talk like that. We kind of use all our time on the intro. I had a good week. We just gonna come right back. That's all I need to know.
No, nigga. Wait a second. No, we not. Nigga, talk about
Nah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, y'all. We back from the break. I didn't really get to do my little spiel, but I had a good week overall. We just got a lot of topics to get to tonight.
All right.
I ain't trying to keep y'all here.
You don't want to talk about your week.
Yeah, I'm not trying to keep y'all here until wee hours in the morning.
That nigga said it's some shit happened this week he don't want to talk about.
No, I had a good week. I actually didn't have a bad week. I had a great week. Cases went fast.
Oh my gosh.
I seen my for the first time.
You say you seen who?
My dismiss a case for the first time.
Okay.
I ain't never seen that before, so.
For real?
That's not
They
common.
didn't really have enough evidence to prove that it was him, so she was. That's exactly how she said it.
Not in the courtroom.
No, hell.
Oh, okay.
I was say on record, nigga.
I was about to say, what courtroom is this? That's the one I need to be in. Sis don't give a fuck.
Oh no,
I know Baltimore real nigga, but
she's about a book person. So it's like literally, when it's to prove something, they gotta prove that you are the person who had potentially committed this crime. There was no evidence to support that it was him.
Right.
So that's why she did. So she played by the book. That's all. She's a strictly by the book.
That's fake.
It was just when she, got to the back. She was like,
No, you said you don't want to talk about your week. Talk about
yeah. No, you're right.
that's my fault.
So, what I was gonna say. So, the topic that we're talking about is hood culture, and the reason we're talking about that is because I came across. I gotta get off of TikTok. You're absolutely right about me wanting to argue and fight with people on social media because I definitely will get it down bad.
They not even in front of you.
I know, but it's just like
He crashes out via social media. I'm like, he said, look at this nigga said, look what I said back. I'm like, yeah, good.
These ain't swearing in your talk.
True. But
he punching this thing. He be punching down.
I'm not that crazy with it. Some people go to the extent where, I did. There wasn't one time I found that guy. Remember that guy?
You went low that time.
Yeah, from Ontario. What was it? Ontario, Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was shooting so low with that man.
Oh, Canada. I'm sorry. Yes, Ontario, Canada. Yeah. No, I found his name, parents, everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he turned into
Oh no, he called me a nigga, so I was just like, oh.
Hey yo, I got called a nigga. I think it was last week. No, I got called hard on. Hard on, yo.
Where are you?
On Rice's down the road in Pikesville.
In the car?
And I was in the car. I was right in front of the Zips. The dry cleaner spot.
You were trying to make a left.
No. I was actually parked, and there's no parking there from 4 to 6.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like 3:15.
But you're in your car.
And I'm in the car. My wife ran into the dry cleaner. White dude pulls up behind me, and I guess that he's mad because I'm parked, and he was trying to keep driving straight, so he had to go around me.
Right.
And the other lane traffic is moving, so he's pissed off. He leans on his horn. I'm like, yo, I'm parked, nigga, go around.
Right.
All right, and he was, you fucking nigger.
No, I jumped out on somebody.
Bro, listen, my wife was coming out the truck. I was like, get in the car. Get in the car. Try to I was like, y'all.
No, I would have called wifey as I'm going down Westside Road. Like, boy, I'll be right back. Stay right there.
If I let my anger leave my wife with a drug, I need to see a therapist.
Because bitch, when I catch you at this
If I'm
next light,
angry enough to leave my wife, nigga, I need to go straight to therapy, nigga.
Right.
Like, nah.
But you wanted her to be an
I want her
accomplice.
to be a car,
You wanted her to be an accomplice, though.
I need to get away drive.
no, I get jumped out.
You got with Ghost that.
Right in front of that center.
Hopefully, I can't go.
I was trying to make
Who am I have after that?
and Buddy just was like, you can't do that. Gave me the hard double finger, sun in the back. I was like, nah.
Double finger. Double finger while you driving because you gotta let the wheel go to do that.
But I chased, you know how like when you chase them down and it's a red light and then they try not to look at you?
Yeah.
I jumped out.
Hey,
You jumped out the car?
That time that you was on the highway, and the one time you ain't
Oh
had
yeah, yo, but that was it. That was it.
I know that was something different, but yeah, nonetheless.
But
go ahead.
I came across this. So there's always something on TikTok, and you know how your algorithm, once they see you watch one thing, it'll just start feeding you all everything else. So this word kept coming up called black fatigue.
Okay.
So I'm like, you fucking the black fatigue, right? So I go research the word. The word was actually coined back in, I can't remember the author's name, but it was coined back in 2020. So what it meant was they wanted to, it was talking about black people's frustration with microaggressions at work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with the microaggressions at work or racism. Okay. But the shit that had me geeking was, it was niggas who was agreeing to that shit. So it was niggas like, yo, I'm not tired of black fatigue, I'm tired of ghetto fatigue. So I'm like,
So ultimately they're justifying racism is what you're saying.
in the hindsight, how they was trying to say it was, they was trying to put it as if, you know, I think you are here very educated people. We all have a very balanced relationship when it comes to being educated in certain spaces. And, you know, if we got to turn to what we got to turn into, we can do
If I
that.
gotta get us some other shit.
Yeah, I get on some other shit. But for the most part, most of us are just calm, cool,
I don't
collective.
get no good shit. I don't know what that is.
But what I'm saying is,
Liar.
you pick watermelons, nigga. You know what that shit is.
See? This that shit right there.
You watch it. Cotton
That's how I know Tony be snitching. Because he will say anything about.
So, but the frustrating part was like one guy says, you know, it's always those moments when you go into Walmart, the Bonnet gang, the people who are always angry, who always point to the white people for their problems, blah, blah, blah. But as I said that, I sat with it, paused for a little minute, and I'm like, yo, this is just reminding me of the house nigga versus the field nigga in hindsight. Because the house
It
nigga
is what it is.
yeah, because once you move out the hood and you in spaces, don't get me wrong, you're supposed to elevate naturally as a person, but you never forget where you come from. You get what I'm saying? You never forget that this is where I come from. I made it out, but I'm not gonna look down on these people.
So let me ask you a question to that point. What if you never came from the bottom and then got to the top? It's true. And you always
You mean if I
come
was born into privilege?
Yeah, if you was born into privilege. So I'm not saying that it makes it right, but does that make
You just gonna come from a sheltered perspective. That's all.
Yeah, but his question is, will I see the ratchetness differently than I see it now?
correct?
You are.
I would think so.
Absolutely will.
I would think so. Unless I have parents that...
if you move in
you know,
any different culture, like when I moved from Baltimore to South Carolina, seeing country shit was a culture shock to me.
Right.
And then when I left South Carolina, because I was there for 7 years, and moved to New York City, the culture shock there was entirely, like, wildly different.
Let me ask you this, because Jeff is from Peach County, right?
Yep.
All right, so for all you motherfuckers out there, Baltimore is not a part of the DMV.
Baltimore was not the DMV.
We are not the DMV. We are Baltimore, and the DMV is the DMV. Yes,
Which is not even-
Maryland, but we do not. So
You know what's two DMVs, y'all?
well, I know the old heads say Delaware, Maryland.
So yeah, it's they switched it to
Del
they
Mar.
call it Delmarva now. Yeah, they call it Delmarva now. But Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Well,
Yeah,
wow.
back in the day, that's what my grandmother called it.
Where
Delaware.
I'm from, the DMV stands for Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah.
You a Jersey nigga.
And then
What's the
Hold on, let me ask you.
I mean, in South Carolina's the DMV also. I didn't get an NBA until I moved here.
me too.
All right, let me ask you this. So, Jeff, for you, because there was always this thought process for us here when it came to people who lived in PG, DC. What was that?
Y'all some uppity niggas.
Yeah, we thought y'all was soft. It was like
Y'all
I didn't think y'all did any of the shit.
I still think they soft.
Nah, they got hoods out there. They definitely
I know they do. Capitol Heights is the hood.
But not more so DC. I don't know if PG got any hoods.
PG legal.
They do. They do.
They start seeing ways
You
city
said
niggas
what?
look at.
That's a thing.
They know the DC niggas look at.
Yeah, they
They do.
Yeah, they feel as though that PG niggas still they style, they slang, and shout out to Ray, cause Ray is from DC, so
New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's like the Baltimore city.
it's a similarity, yeah. So yeah, I could agree to that, right? But like, yeah,
So, was there things for when you moved within this area? Were there things that you kind of was like, oh, that's just some ghetto ass shit?
No, it wasn't that for me.
Yeah, right. Dude, this ball me.
It was more so. Again, it was like a culture shock.
Okay.
But for me, I saw so many parallels between Baltimore and PG or Baltimore and DC. And it's like, damn, we really ain't no different. It's just nobody takes the time to make that 45-minute drive to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
deal with what's in your.
Because our view on Baltimore was pretty much only when you go to Six Flags and you see motherfuckers with tall tees, gold teeth. And we were like, damn, they some boundaries. But I'm like, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
But that's not Baltimore.
That's how we saw
That's how they
Baltimore.
saw it. They used to call it balance.
Oh yeah,
That's literally-
but that's not even Baltimore. What's
Not
that?
now. It's not Baltimore now.
Yeah, what's that?
No.
What's that? Largo?
No.
That's Largo, right?
That's
Six
up
Flags
Marlboro.
for me, yeah. Six Flags.
Up Marlboro.
No, it's not. Mitchellville.
It's Largo, Mitchellville, whatever. But it's Largo.
But like that was our
That's the ghetto Six Flags.
Or it would be when like when we had
That shit's
basketball
dope.
tournaments.
Speaking of, right. Speak on that.
Yeah, I can't believe that shit.
Yeah,
That's
something.
Yeah.
But like that was our view. So when I got out here, it was like, okay, we went, y'all call phone bars dopes. We just call phones.
Right, dog.
Y'all, I still say DC, we or Maryland or PG, we started wearing 992s. I come out here, I see y'all with like New Balance 992s.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, man, like this shit pretty much the same. Areas are literally the same. You could
You different slang.
you can see the parallels. But I would tell what I always say was,
Same with Philly.
it's like anywhere, wherever you go, you can't carry the practice of your old neighborhood into the new neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because like that's where niggas get fucked up.
Same rules don't apply.
No, they don't.
they don't.
And so like,
The underlying rules apply though.
but
The same underlying rules apply.
So it's that.
the basic ones. But for me, it was.
Basic hood rules are basic hood rules.
I didn't even know that I had an accent when I came to this. I didn't know there was a DC PG accent until I got to Baltimore. And then that's when I noticed that the DC accent or the PG accent, the tongue is heavy, it's paused, and it's like, we talk slow. When I got out, nigga was like, damn, nigga, you dyslexic. And I was like, nah, not dyslexic. But it was like, I didn't know that shit. So now I've been able to like speed up, like talking to shit like that, just from being out here. But yeah, that, for me, my angle was different. And it was like, yo, we really ain't no different. We all the same. Just niggas ain't never been out here.
Right. And that was kind of my point to what bro's message was. Like I said, as I scroll through TikTok, I find more and more black people siding with this black fatigue thing, but they tried to flip it and call it, I'm tired of black ghetto-ness in this sense.
That's what you texted me, right?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. That shit is stupid. When people say that shit or when people leave, it's like, nah, nigga, you switching up because you want to look like our counterparts.
Exactly. So that's why I said took it back to slave. This.
Because for me, nigga, I remember I used to do that shit. Like, if I live in Randallstown, I would like, man, I'm going to go shopping at Owens Mills or something. I would never go to the Randallstown Walmart because I was like, I ain't being in that motherfucker. And it was I still don't like going in that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Shit. That Walmart is some shit.
What? It was somebody that told me like long ago. They was like, nah, you need to shop in your neighborhood so you can be the example so everybody else can see that this is how you supposed to act.
Yes. I agree with that.
That shit sound good.
My nigga, it's nowhere in Randallstown I don't go. Like, I know the motherfucking ladies
Oh, yeah, I can't.
morning
Absolutely.
at Food Line. I know everybody in that motherfucker.
A sense of community.
I know
That's
everybody.
Man, listen.
Motherfucking Aldi.
I usually live at Park Heights in Spalding, my nigga. The only time I'm up there is if my wife wants chicken trot. Other than that, I'm not shopping up there.
Well, hold on.
Why not though?
Because my safety is an issue.
Why? You don't, there's nobody.
Nigga, I got a shot on Park Heights in Woodland, nigga.
But you might
That's a block away.
Was you into some things?
I mean, nah, that shit happened. That was yes, but no.
All right, then. That's why you
Nah,
You know where to go exactly, because you know what I
but that's not why that shit happened though. I got shot walking across the street. I got caught crossfire. That wasn't for me.
Okay.
Alright, so that's
So
my
you
point.
ain't pay attention
I'm not
to
looking
your
some act though. No, but that's exactly my point. What you just did is exactly my point.
What's that?
Because you're not from that shit. Alright, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like regular people not from that shit.
Yeah.
So the underlying. Let me calm down. Like I hype.
Slap the shit out of somebody. I'm like,
No, I got a little bit. Cause like I love where I'm from. You understand what I'm saying? I love where I'm from, but I know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, even if you're not involved in shit, I know what can happen.
All right, let me ask this.
And I gotta go home every day.
And
Go
this-
ahead.
My goal is to make it home every day.
Go ahead.
This is to your point. I'm making it real brief and short. You know what I hate when I hear people that were born and raised in the county. Mind you, I'm not from here, but I've been here for forever. When they be like, yeah, I would never go into the city. I be like, it's some beautiful shit in the city.
Yeah.
So for you to be that narrow-minded or closed-minded to say that I'm not gonna go,
So
you know what I mean?
No, I feel like, but my point is just this though. My point is just this though, to bring it back to the conversation. It's okay when you from that to say, nah, I don't want to fuck with it. Alright? But when you not from that, I don't think it gives you the right to judge anybody who's from that.
you
feels like anything about that.
I mean,
but that's what cultural appropriation is.
The video I saw, the gentleman was saying that he once was that type of person that wanted to spend his money in the hood, you know, be in the hood, but he found that it was a lot of bullshit. And this is my next question, because D, you are a college educated person that's from Park Heights.
Hey, Zone 15.
T, you are also an educated person that comes from down the hill.
Hey, that's the east side shit.
Bree, I think you.
I'm from Park Heights.
Park Heights.
Hey, listen, Ghost is from Park Heights too, and
Ghost from Park Heights.
This is definitely from Park Heights.
So my question to y'all is, do you guys, and Illa, where you from?
Park
Heights.
Zone 15.
So
nigga.
my question, I'm understanding.
That's that Zone 29 shit.
That go jumpy?
Nah, you from Jersey. You good.
Alright, cool.
But y'all are jumping.
No.
Nah, not at all. We fuck with you. We fuck like black.
So let me ask y'all this question, right? I know D, you got your degree. T, you got a degree.
T has no degree, but I'm educated.
Right. No, and right. You can be educated now. Bree.
no degree.
Bree, just shake your head, yes or no.
I said no degree.
So, okay, we gotta go around the room. What's the
Ghost?
Okay.
Oh, Ghost got like 20 of them.
What's your
Okay.
point? What's the point?
Okay, hold on. Let me. Y'all niggas talk. Let me talk.
Let it play.
All right. Do y'all ever feel like, because me and you have had this conversation, I have a love-hate relationship with Baltimore to an extent, right? Because I do believe, like, when people speak of the ghetto fatigueness, right? I understand that, but I'm not going to look down on those people because I know where they come from. I know why they are in those conditions, and I know they're just really trying to survive. Ultimately, at the end of the day, any type of moment of joy they get, they're going to not party, but they're going to enjoy themselves to the max. And certain culture things were learned from previous generations, possibly. But do y'all feel like do y'all have the same situation? I don't know if you feel that way, because PG is not really.
I'm trying to hear the question. Go ahead.
So my question is, do y'all feel that way about where you're from? Is it a love-hate thing? Because when you are educated and you move from these areas, not necessarily moving because you want a better life, but moving maybe because of proximity to where you work, maybe you just want things to be much more quiet. You're not moving because you're scared, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like when you see people from these neighborhoods who behave in such a ratchet way, does it annoy you? Does it frustrate you, or does it?
No, not necessarily. I think for me, if anything, it's like, I'll say this: it depends on the circumstance. You know, so like if I'm out, I'm at I'm just saying like a grocery store, and you know, motherfuckers acting real ratchet together on the
Like the Bonnet game? The Bonnet game doesn't annoy me. I'm not.
Right. I'm just saying, like I said, it's gotta be situations. But
The girls who walk around wearing bonnets.
it don't matter. Like, that's just how I look at it, you know?
Why does that bother you?
Now I want to say, that shit don't bother me at all.
It's not necessarily about the. It's because they annoy me, but it doesn't bother me to the point where like.
So you saying like you should be presentable coming out of the house?
I just think that's just. I don't think any woman here leaves the house in a bonnet, right?
Look,
All right.
you leaving out being comfortable. You looking at it as you making a run to the store and you going back.
Yeah.
Same thing as when it slides. I guess that's how I feel like.
Oh yeah, y'all remember the curry slides when when I'm gonna say not y'all particularly, but when there's not a lot of people around, it's just like, oh, y'all wearing furry slides. I'm like, these bitches are comfortable. They cute.
The first slide from the bottom.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things like where people associated with
their behavior. Yeah, their behavior, and it seemed like every time that behavior was, you see that behavior, it was from that demographic.
Right, but I wear furry slides.
No, I'm talking about bonnets. Yeah.
But either or, like you know what I'm saying, like I could if I.
I mean, I'm not judging them at the end of the day. I'm just saying they do annoy me from time to time.
I want to. You know why you don't like bonnets? Because you don't got hair.
Hey,
I'm not. No, I was waiting. And I was waiting 100%. I was waiting. No, I'll be 100%. That's the answer. I was waiting. I was waiting.
Listen, let me cook. I remember I used to have girls come over, and I had one rule when we slept in the bed: you couldn't sleep with a bonnet. That's when I had no fucking head. Once I grew hair, I was like, bro, you gotta do so much fucking work to keep this motherfucker together.
Yeah.
And nigga, I don't go to sleep, but
that's what I was being said. I agree with that 100%. My shit is just that though. That shit right there, like I can't just say back to my point. I can't tell you about the shit you doing,
and that motherfucker ain't coming up.
Right. Hey, look, if I ain't never been part of it,
I got this shit out. And okay, you're talking about your touch my dude, right?
Let's bring
Now, I will come to Tony's defense in this. Now, I feel like people perceive you based on the way that you look. So, I think that you should come out looking presentable, even if you are running errands. If you can get a cute, especially for women, if you can get a cute 2-piece set that you can go out and look presentable. I ain't saying you got to come out with your big ski, but the bonnet is too fucking much.
So, okay,
one question at a time. I'll finish.
Can I go out to see? Because if I come out and I may run into somebody that I could potentially do business with, do you think that person would want to do business with me in a bonnet?
No.
Or they would want to do business with me presentable?
That's my point, right? Hold on, let me make this. I've been trying to make this point. My point is just this, right? If you're okay with coming out in the bonnet, knowing what your circumstances are, knowing what factors may lie, if you okay, if you can say, hey, look, I don't give a fuck if I run into the wrong person with this bonnet on. The way I feel today, I need to wear this bonnet. Who the fuck am I to say anything to you about what you
Hold
on. Wait a second. And I'm saying this to Tony because you made a different point. I think it was on podcast either 46 or 47 about somebody humbling you. Who places it for anybody else to humble?
Yeah, I'm not saying I would humble the person.
No, but for you to even look at it as an issue is contradictory. Because if you feel like a person can't bring another person down to a certain level, then who are you to say that they can't be comfortable? And it's something.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's associated, like Kiyon said earlier, with a certain kind of behavior. So, and normally when you see certain situations happen,
nah, judge me on my merit, yo.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
No, you're right, but that's not the T's word.
To T, like her own statement was, people like judge you based off of what you look. No, people judge you off an interaction that they see that they had with someone else, and then it falls on you. So to Tony's thought, to Tony's point is like, I see people with a bonnet, maybe in the store because I had a bad experience. So now I'm gonna just
you
capitalize every bonnet. Because they all act like that. And I only need to go in one more store for somebody to just say, for him to like say, oh yep, that's how they. I don't like people coming outside in pajama pants.
But I think that we judge everybody based on.
Yeah, that's not.
That's it. Right, exactly. So it's wrong to stereotype, but we all do it.
So when do we get to
That's
so okay, so when do we get to
It's a natural thing to do.
so when do we get to a point where it's like I'm going to only judge you off
I don't think it's possible.
Then they go,
Right, that's like on the person.
Yeah, we go like for instance, in that same situation, like in that same, you know, when I fell through that rabbit hole going through different black people, the one thing I realized was like, y'all don't realize how racist you are to, not racist, but prejudice that you are to your own people. And I put on somebody's
I'm
post.
prejudiced to people, nigga.
No, hold on. No, but you shouldn't be. But I remember I came across this one post where the guy was like, man, I don't take my gun outside for white folks or Mexicans. I take my gun outside for black people. It was a black dude.
That's wild.
He was from the hood though, like he's from the hood.
Been through some shit.
And that's what I said. I said, bro, what happened is
PTSD.
not even just PTSD. It began way before PTSD. Because what happens is the media has played a great role in depicting how we look. So me as a child, if I'm not an aggressive person, but I'm watching shows where the only time I ever see somebody being aggressive is a minority, I'm gonna associate that with minorities. No, exactly. So then the second thing you take into consideration is the experience, right? Now that reinforces the thought process, right? It reinforces. Now when I'm walking down the street and I see a group of dudes standing on the corner with shiesties on, right? What is my natural thought going to be? Exactly.
That or they on some shit.
But do they even fuck with you? You gotta give something up. Now, it could be a random. I've lost to like some randoms now, so it can be a random. But it's like, all right, fuck, I'm gonna look at all y'all, but I gotta see. I gotta be aware, but like, I'm not giving off that energy.
I think look, but the stage of the point of the love-hate thing again, I'll say, like, my love-hate thing with, I'll say, 410 is the dope fiend mentality. Nobody, like, so we can go from your everyday paycheck worker, six-figure millionaire, dope dealer, to the crack fiend, to the dope fiend. Everybody kind of got the same little thing. It's like kind of shifty a little bit. You feel what I'm saying?
Go into that. You stay.
My thing is like, everybody always want to come from like this little, I ain't fuck with you for real, but I might type, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you'll get out of most people for real. And the thing is, you ain't gonna never really see that unification like the way I used to see it when I was a kid. Like, I don't see that shit.
Well, I think the problem with the unification piece, and I mentioned that, and I responded to that video, and I said, I went through the history, right? Because I said, after slavery, we actually was a part of the country for like maybe a good 3 years, and then we get Jim Crow. All right, Jim Crow comes, we say, we're gonna go do our own thing. Y'all did that.
Right.
We get civil rights leaders to come out, right? Y'all knock them off. The last real moment of unification I think we had as a community was probably the Panther Party. That was probably the last real.
Your time. I get where you're going, but your time is a little.
So
go ahead.
I'm gonna let you cook, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be perfect.
No, that's why I said I'm gonna let you cook.
I'm just saying in the sense of anytime we tried to become unified, it was fucking with. That's what I'm saying. And then the thing that most people forget is the biggest drug hit in the 80s. And that really destroyed the black family. But mind you, just had the 70s, you just had heroin.
With the heroin, yeah.
Then comes the crack, right? So now I think some of those traditions don't get passed down because the family dynamic is broken apart. So now you have a generation, what's that generation? Generation X? They pretty much raising themselves.
I don't know whose generation any.
Yeah, I don't even know what generation.
I'm the generation.
We millennials. Yeah, anybody born in like the 70s, they consider Generation X.
But Gen X was before us. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much.
So we're millennials.
Yes, we're millennials.
Okay.
So pretty much.
I know what I am.
Yeah.
So who's Gen Z?
That's the ones asking. That's the ones asking.
2000.
Your kids.
No, that's Alpha.
Hold on. After what?
So, and this, and I'm not being.
Hold on, we're getting off subject. But
Well, legend like.
pretty much, I was saying, the thing that I hate. My point is, the hood is a product of racism because you don't allow certain people to manifest and get to a certain point in life, right? You block every which way a person can. The worst thing we did was desegregation, right? Because what happens is the black people that did live in those communities that had money, they leave because they trying to align themselves with whiteness. You get what I'm saying? So now all you got in the hood is what? The pimps, hustlers, number runners. That's all the kids got to look at.
Unsavories, quote unquote.
Pro laws still apply.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's
I don't 100% subscribe to that.
It does though.
but
I mean,
hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna come right back.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, y'all, we back. Oh, you good right there, sound guy?
Nah, that was me. That was
Nah, I'm not good back to you, but we.
What do you do?
Nah, I was moving my mic.
You just jerking the mic?
That's not what I said.
Hey, yo, why the fuck? Hold on, sidebar. Before we get back into this,
Yikes.
I was talking to Adrian on the phone, right?
Adrian!
He had, they had like a mock prom for the school.
Right. Mock proms?
Yeah, so like prom for 9-year-olds, essentially.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know how old Adrian was.
no, you good. So I was like, you was dancing? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what you doing, the gritty? You know.
Ah.
So then I started naming the dance. I'm like, you know what the jerk is? He was like, nah, what's that? I was like, boy, you don't know what the jerk is? We was jerking everywhere. We was jerking everywhere. We was jerked down on the streets.
That's crazy.
Jerking the ball.
In the school, when he say that shit, you gonna be upset. Cause they gonna call you.
But
You know why they say pause? Because you're supposed to stop. That's what stop.
I mean, nah, you say pause to let them know it ain't on no.
When they
I thought it was.
No. We know what
They
we say.
they gonna call your phone like, yeah, Mr. Johnson, your son is talking about jerking.
Yeah.
Get it?
I'm like,
Mr.
I
Johnson.
the alias.
Mr. Johnson, talk about jerking.
Hey yo, so
Dad, jerking.
we're gonna continue with the topic. Again,
Where do we stop?
but we talking about hood culture in general. And I always
We talked about desegregation. That's where we stop.
Oh, we stopped. You wanted to get in your bag about that. I'm sorry. You said.
It was, he knew exactly what we started.
Nah, it just came just now. This can't have that shit.
Yeah.
What's the
All the fiction.
That's
Got it. Crazy.
Called it.
I thought we were big.
Oh, we need to grow up. Go ahead.
No, so like the desegregation argument, it's a valid one, but it's like, okay, now you just cut yourself off from this part of group, right? Like,
Yeah.
so do you actually grow? Or it's like, okay, I'm only confined to like this one space. So the idea of it is for you to grow. You see different cultures in the large overall scale.
Do you think that it would be funky if we separated from them and had our own Black Wall Street all over again? Like the way it was, like that, in Tennessee?
No, that
It was
Oklahoma.
Tulsa. You could see. I think it can be done, but then it's getting everybody on the same page, which can be the hard part.
It's never gonna happen.
And in my eyes, did it happen then?
What, as far as the Tulsa thing?
I mean, the whole community.
Yeah, we don't know.
You probably can still manage
I don't think they people see it though. We whites.
No, we don't. The unification is
Our kids.
I think it's very plausible. I think it's very plausible for it to be another Black Wall Street because
I think
people
everybody-
conflate what Black Wall Street really is. It really was. That shit was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. So I think if you find another group of black people the size of the black people in Tulsa, and you get them to work together with commerce, you get them to bring goods to the table and develop their own form of commerce, it can be done on that scale. And I think you would have to maximize that scale before you can talk about making it a bigger thing.
I think
it would have to be grown systemically over generations.
I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now.
It did happen. And somebody came and burnt it to the
Why do you say
I think the reason why it has to happen is everybody got a number. Everybody's too busy worrying about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So like
that was my point.
Right. So that's my point. So I think if it would have happened, it would have happened.
No, I think it will happen. It's just
we not gonna see it. We gonna be big.
Hold on.
Who's gonna come that like separates themselves, right?
Yeah.
Where the greater good is us. right? It all starts from, it's like, you are the representation of the CEO of your company,
Right.
right? So if your CEO is corrupt, motherfucker, 9 times out of 10, you gonna be corrupt just because of that's how the company is wrong.
So, and this is what I'm gathering from what everybody said, right? And it's one of those things, and correct me if I'm wrong, in order for it to happen as a whole community, it has to make sense. There's going to be somebody that it doesn't make sense to, and therefore it'll never be, because it's like, yeah, whatever like the masses say, it's like, yeah, well, that doesn't help or hurt me, so no, I don't want to join it.
Well,
do you think that's that?
Well, the prime example.
And that was a question.
Yeah, no. So the prime example for me as to why it doesn't happen, I mean, you can look at it from the sports aspect, right? We all know that HBCUs are suffering right now for the most part, and they don't really have the dollar amount to really bring
big ticket players,
right? But
or
essentially, we thought when Dion went to where did Dion go? Jackson State. We thought. In my mind, I thought that was the beginning of something that was going to come down, down the pipeline eventually. Like, we getting
Black superstars about to start
going to
coaching
HBCUs, and then we're going to get the kids to go to HBCUs, and then money going to come into the HBCUs, and then next thing
That's we thought that because Dion made that a part of his narrative.
Exactly.
His first season at Jackson State.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Right.
All right, which was fine because he was marketing himself.
But hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, to my point is, it didn't happen.
right?
That's why I said, like, if it was going to be another Black Wall Street, or Black people were going to put their monies together.
They white.
Say it again.
You said they what?
They white fund it.
I mean,
all the schools are white funded.
Yeah,
but my point being, if you get the top 10 players in the country to go play at a particular school, that brings revenue. If that brings more revenue, then that brings more resources. You have more resources, so now you can get more players to come.
But what we doing about the revenue?
But we got to bring the top player. Go ahead, Keith.
So this is a question to you. Do you think that people attend HBCUs because that's a pride thing, like black? Let's call it black pride, right? Is that why they attend versus going to those?
I wouldn't know. I didn't.
I mean, I'm just. It's just.
No, I didn't go to college. Did you go to college?
I went to the PWI and I went to HBC. So PWI.
What made you choose? Which one you went to first?
I went to the PWI.
No, what made you choose the PWI over the HBCU?
Because I was surrounded by niggas my whole life when I went to school. I knew if I wanted to get in business, I want a global perspective or a different perspective, I needed to be around different people. I'm not gonna only do business with black.
Wait, so you saying like when you transfer to the HBCU?
I went to HBCU after I graduated.
Okay, so no, that was my question. Like, where were you at when you said you were around people that
growing up? Like,
I was just saying the PWI,
predominantly white schools.
Okay, these were the schools that you were at with the people that you pretty much grew up with.
No,
the HBCU.
Yes. I was PWI. Predominantly.
He's saying he went to college because he wanted to be around more diversity than he was.
Just as a whole,
was like I wasn't Towson, so I did the same. Like,
no, my question was like I thought that he was saying when he was at
Nigga, when I grew up, it was only one white kid at fucking my elementary, my fucking middle, and my high school.
Okay.
You all knew the white because we called the white
kid. It was more than one, but it was one cool one.
And so
it was more than one, but it was one cool one.
I mean, so it was like, I had a culture shock when I went to school on the Eastern Shore. That was I went to Chesapeake.
Okay.
And so that was my first time being like the only black kid in the class, and I was like, God damn, this what it felt like.
That's what.
So it was like a culture shock to me, and it was like, oh shit, all right.
I was talking about the HBCU you went to. You went to.
I went to Morgan.
I went to Morgan. You did go to Morgan.
Yeah, I went to.
That's what Virginia was for me. Like, where I'm from, but nonetheless, when my mother and my father chose to show us a better life, and we moved to Virginia. I had never been around so many Caucasians a day in my goddamn life. I was confused.
Do you think we make the mistake of associating
making it and being around white people? Yes.
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 Thank you.
I'll say
Thank you.
yes.
Yes.
I do.
I don't think it's a mistake though.
But
I
I do feel like it comes at a cost when it comes to stand around in your home because
Well, yeah, because people don't grow. So essentially, that's what the point of the the ghetto fatigue thing was. It was like, all right, these people in these predominant areas of the urban community don't change their mindset.
No, I don't think that's bad though.
I know, facts.
It's not even just that though. It's going. It's like, so you gotta. So getting past the fact that shit fucked up at home, right?
Yeah.
All right. Getting past the fact that shit fucked up at home. Shit ain't fucked up everywhere. And when you start going into these other arenas, like white institutions, you see that shit really ain't fucked up everywhere. And when shit not fucked up, you can actually thrive in that space.
All right, hold on. Let's back this up.
I said it.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then I'm gonna ask this question.
It's hard to be what you can't see.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you fucking like, that's why I said, bro, like, if you make it, go back to your fucking neighborhood or go back. You don't have to go to like the specific neighborhood, but go in the area. Like that's why I say, yo, I make it a thought to shop in my fucking neighborhood.
Let me ask you.
Shout out.
What is ghetto? What is ghetto? What do we define as being ghetto? What has ghetto been?
There's a million and one definitions of. There's a million and one definitions of what ghetto can be. I think that is depicted in the individual. I may say such and such is ghetto, or this is ghetto. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a
true definition.
A true definition of ghetto. Like I grew up in a ghetto, and what my ghetto is to me may not be your ghetto or anybody else that's in this room. You know what I'm saying? It's your, I believe certain, for me, it's circumstances. Personally.
So that, you go.
Pick me. I will say
Not pick me.
For me, ghetto is ignorance. I grew up in hood. I think for me I distinguish ghetto from the hood. I grew up in the hood, but I'm not a product of my environment. I think for me, ghetto is sometimes equivalent to ignorance, poverty.
100%.
And though I may live amongst these circumstances, I don't subscribe to
the circumstance.
That doesn't define T.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm from the ghetto all day. Like I currently live in the ghetto. Like motherfucking gunshots was ringing off that night.
Yeah, like you a hood baby. I'm a hood baby. The majority of us say hood babies, but that doesn't define y'all.
Also have a certain level of education.
Jeff, hold on. Jeff is not with me.
I was just gonna say, D, could you look up the definition for you?
Listen, the definition.
Hold on. And D, what is the definition of ghetto?
A poor urban area occupied primarily by a minority group
Exactly.
or to a tourist
It's starting
That is bad. That is
It's not bringing the definition is about
minority.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right?
We kind of gotta let.
Hold on. Be checked out. Finish the second part.
Did you hear the second definition that I gave was that
And it originated in the Jewish community.
historically it is the Jewish quarters in the city.
Exactly.
Okay, and it's also
Originated in the Jewish community. So listen. So I mean, when you identify anything to an inherent group of people, it's going to be considered racism, which is whatever.
I think.
All right, but my thing is this, right? What happens is, and this is what I'm looking at as the ghetto, what people use as ghetto. What happens is when you have these poor urban areas,
45.
it leads to a lack of resources, which normally includes a lack of education. Let me finish. A lack of education, which normally dictates your vernacular, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you act, the way you process emotion.
Right.
All right. Your lack of resources leads to your circumstances, which dictates all of these things. So then those people act a certain way because it's what's normal and natural to them. And then you associate that with poor urban area, and then you start looking at everybody from a poor urban area that way.
Danny, can you trace the origin? Because I think ghetto comes from the.
the one is Italian. I'm seeing early 17th century. So the borough, when you think about that.
Oh, Barrow.
Yeah, borough, perhaps an Italian ghetto boundary, because the first ghetto was established in 1516 on the side of the boundary in
Watch War of the Roses.
Italian.
Watch War. I didn't mean to cut you off, but watch War of the Roses. The movie War of the Roses.
Gangs in New York.
Gangs in New York. Thank you. I said War of the Roses. Thank you, Jeff, for knowing exactly what I was thinking about. Watch Gangs in New York, though. They was in ghettos when New York was first colonized.
Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Being low poverty, about it, describing behavior.
So it's really supposed to be based in a financial.
It's supposed to be based off of
It's like be quarter. It's just comedy.
That's perspective, though.
It's just common
Shit, you know.
So
I mean, for most of us, we didn't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was growing up, I didn't know opposition.
Gallo was fucking lighting up a cigarette with a fucking battery. That's the shit you might even check. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I think, like, if we go from definition, I think we've now, like, found ways to say, hey, this act is ghetto. But if we're going off definition, ghetto is just living quarters.
Quarters, yeah. It's just
Based off,
it's not associated with the action in the sense of what you're saying.
You said that, Kiyon?
no, I think it was Reese.
Said what?
Because Reese had a friend.
I didn't say that.
One of y'all said that.
I said ghetto. I said what people.
I'll take that shot. Yeah, I think I would say.
You said that, Kiyon.
People define ghetto by the way that people act.
How is ghetto circumstantial?
Because, again,
So it's ghetto supposed to be
my way of surviving, right, may not be your way of surviving. And that's why it is circumstantial. Me heating up the house with the other may not be your way of heating up the house. You understand what I'm saying? You might have did that shit with doing hooking up from your neighbor house. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
But that's not really ghetto to me. That's
but
logic.
listen, so
Hold on.
it's unconventional.
Hold on.
Look, but to add to the definition, ghetto particularly is when it's used to describe someone's behavior or then implies a low class or shabby manner.
So it's an adjective?
You can add that run down later. You know what I'm saying? When people think about ghetto, we not like we definition
It's a place in the
is a place. But when we talk about ghetto,
Right. So because it's a thing,
We're talking about behavior.
And then that's associated with who?
So then we use it as an adjective.
But who is that associated with the most?
Oh, right now in culture, it's associated with.
No, it's not.
Associated with-
I disagree with that. It's not just with us. It's just that we don't know the other, how the other.
white people are fucking wicked.
With other hoods,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They already more than we are.
How often are you going to rural America? How often are you going to the Eastern
Yes.
Shore? How often?
Oh yeah, I remember that argument you and Cuddy had. Yeah.
No, you and Cuddy did have a conversation. Cuddy Veins came at the topic.
You're very specific.
But it's like, how often?
His muscles was like this. I was like, Veiny, man.
Like, how often are you hanging out with white people? So, like, in the finance, right? In the finance world, you'll see the ones that work at certain firms, and then you'll see the ones that work at, like, the junior firm, and you'll see them look down on them, like, oh, shit, like, look, I don't want to associate myself with that, or, like, or those people, and you'll be like, that ain't nothing. It's within every fucking culture. It's just,
Right.
you just don't.
So why do you think hood culture? Why do you think
It's a statue.
Why do you think hood culture is
hood culture.
primarily associated? Like, is hood culture black culture?
Sure, if you want to put it that, it's just that our culture is what every other culture wants
There is
to
a
be.
part of black culture that's hood
Our shit is just cool, bro. You ain't never heard nobody
It's not
say, I
all
want to
black
be
culture.
fucking Bill Gates.
But there is
You
a-
want Bill Gates money.
Yeah, facts.
You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody would rather be Jay-Z than Bill Gates.
No, full fact.
Cause it look cool. But you just want Bill Gates money. You would rather be
Jay-Z.
Nigga, I remember you want,
Cause he make it look good doing it.
Nigga, I give you this story, right? I remember I was in Cuba. And
He was getting
Cuba!
sure.
These rolling
And we were in Viñedas, which was like where Castro went to like get his cigar. So they had like this big ass cigar plantation. Cool, we
Shout
rolled
out to the plug in
cigars.
Cuba.
And when it was time for us to leave, we had to like we had to hitchhike our way back. But then like the locals were the ones that got the taxis for me. And the nigga was like, oh, y'all got money? Like, I'm using my survival Spanish. He like, oh, y'all got money. We like, nah, bro, we don't, bro. I got a shirt on that I made which was fucking Scar releasing Mufasa. I was just like, bro, I made this myself. He was like, nah, 50 Cent, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, God damn, nigga, we in Cuba and a nigga talking about 50 Cent. And now he's associating 50 Cent with me. Like, I got the fucking money that 50 Cent got. I'm like, bro.
Wait, get right with the drinks.
Yes, that's what he was like, you got money.
I thought he meant literally 50 Cent.
No, it's not out of the. He was like, no, like 50 Cent, I'm like, bro, I'm not him. I had on some fucking $2 fucking shades. Like, I had $2 shit. I was like, bro, you can have these shades because he thought they were so fucking cool because they was on me. I was like, you can have these plastic motherfuckers. Like, we make that shit. Nigga, I heard black and yellow in fucking Cuba.
Can I and this is a question for the girl, right? Like, well, not a question, more of a statement. I think that motherfuckers kind of like want the culture, but they don't want the terms in which that it comes with. Like, sure. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I might have grinded from the bottom and not me, but per se, but nigga, I had to scrape to get to where I'm at. But you just want the that's the end result.
Niggas like they don't want to be black.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted us. They wanted to do all this shit.
They like black, but they don't want
everybody want to be famous. Nobody want to put the work.
No, all of that shit true, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, that shit feels flat, like flattery.
Like black culture in a sense?
No, like people wanting to be that shit.
It is flattering. Yeah, I agree with you, right? I agree with you, right? It's conspiracy. But then it's when they flip the script on the shit.
That's why I see confusion.
It's flattering until the shit gets real.
I said, hold on. I said to somebody, because somebody had posted something, again, the black community, the ghetto-ness, right? And I said, the way them people about the moment you make them people upset, you about to beat every racial slur in the book.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like the one girl who was talking about the ghetto fatigue, I'm like, miss, you got locks.
Can we have
white people think? Hold on. White people think that locks are something that's ghetto. You get what I'm saying? You're getting judged off your locks.
It's just now becoming, coming full circle to have tattoos, to have braids. Not saying that, of course we always have accepted it, but now I'm talking about like in the corporate America. So now it's like, now it's okay when it's but what changed? This is a question.
I'm telling you,
I'll say this. Lil Wayne, now I'm like, again, y'all know I'm a big Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne made that shit.
God.
But
Wayne,
come on, Lil Wayne.
Fly him out somewhere.
Brother.
Blue Jack.
But you're not going to Wayne fly.
That's the nigga that Jeff Mack. He just didn't tell us.
But no,
it's like a millionaire.
That's the nigga that flew them out.
But no, now you can't hide it because now it's become accepted in our culture.
That's my point.
It's like everybody has a tattoo, so it's like when you get into corporate America, it's like, well, shit, we all fucking got them at this point.
Yeah.
You got people that's coming from the military that got this. Like, you can't hide that shit.
But I also think certain social things transpired that made certain shit acceptable.
I'm not going to lie, when George Floyd died, it was a fucking higher fucking frenzy in every job.
For the people in the room that have tattoos, when you first started getting tattoos, and I know for me, when I got my first tattoo.
What's your first one?
My son's name. My mom was like, make sure you don't get nothing below the elbow or on your neck because career-wise, you don't know where you're gonna be, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. And I followed those rules when I first started getting tattoos. And then when I figured out, well, once again, she figured it out for me. I didn't know the shit. Remember I said this before, I had like 9 million jobs. She's like, nigga, you not meant to work for nobody. Like, I am a natural entrepreneur, right? And I picked my field and I was like, fuck it. I'll tattoo my forehead if I feel like it. I'm a fucking boss. I can do what the fuck I want to do.
Let me tell y'all why that's funny. Hold on, let me tell you why this shit funny and shit. Cause I tattooed the nigga neck. Pause. I put the tattoo on the side of his neck. So I remember when he made that shit.
He most certainly. What the fuck? He did that. He did my jersey. He did my jersey.
Bro, last week he picked what about?
Nigga, that
audio and video.
He did that shit. He did that shit in him and Gold's kitchen.
fact. For real?
Yes, I'm not exaggerating.
I did a couple of his tattoos.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 of them in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Let me ask you this too, right?
You remember that? Ghost.
Why?
If I had to do all over again, I wouldn't have gotten my first tattoo, or I would have got it on my body.
I would have thought about it.
I would have thought
First tattoo was trash.
every piece of these on my body would not be on my body if I would have thought about it.
Yeah, like,
Oh, let me
that
ask you
shit
a
should have
question.
been more planned out.
You gotta wait till you
No,
get some money.
but see,
Hold on.
So
Let me-
hold on. To the point though. Back to the point. Even talking about tattoos, I had this thought while we was talking about it. What makes certain shit hood culture? Because tattoos didn't start with us.
Not at all.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
started with sailors, if I'm not
No.
mistaken.
Nigga, this shit started.
Or like the indigenous
This shit
people.
started back in fucking caveman times. They found They found ink on the oldest civilization. All right, but my point being, we appropriate certain things into
What's the
our
oldest
culture.
civilization?
I'm not sure off the top of my
I don't know, dude.
I just wanted to ask you.
Do you know?
I don't.
What's the oldest civilization? Black. Can you please give us that?
Black.
Somebody gonna say it's white.
Yeah, I'm gonna say black for sure.
I'm gonna say black, but somebody gonna say white.
It's not gonna be white. It ain't gonna be never white.
Yeah, I read fucking soccer
That's a lot of
started
other colors.
and I was like, that's bullshit.
There's a lot of colors.
Brown or black.
The Sumerians of Mesopotamia are considered the oldest civilization.
Where's that?
Emerged around 4400 BC in what is now known as southern Iraq.
There you go. Brown or black.
So yeah, my point is, it's more than black and white. We got brown, we got yellow, we got other colors of people, and we all. So that's my whole way I look at all of this shit, y'all. We all appropriate to each other's cultures, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem comes in when you don't. Hold on, Tony. The problem is you don't appropriate. Listen, we don't take on all of their culture, and they don't take on all of our culture. They take on more of our shit than this. My problem with it is when they don't give.
Okay.
When they don't give respect to where it came from.
I got
When
you.
they don't recognize where they got the culture from. And pay homage. Not even pay homage, but give the respect of that culture. Once you decide to make that a part of your life.
Let me ask this. What about white culture do any of us adopt?
What?
Do any of us adapt?
What about white culture? Any of us have adopted?
Nigga, you got a job.
The language. Language?
Nigga, you pay tax.
Why do you say language?
Hold on, wait. We got a lot of culture.
Who the fuck taught us English?
Right.
Oh, okay. No, listen, I really wanted to know the answer. That's why I asked.
My point. You said what? My point. Nigga, we put out money in banks.
What she said?
Okay, we put out.
I said Christian. I would
Religion.
say that the
Religion.
religion, but I was like that white people. I don't care what nobody say. White people, they have a thing about their own psychology, and they have a thing about vertebrae. Okay, so that's it. If you want to talk about what we adopted from white people, it's definitely.
Hold on, but let me finish this.
We put out money in banks.
Hold on. There's another trend on I gotta get the fuck off of TikTok.
Yeah, nigga,
There's another trend.
on that.
You gotta get your fuck off of
There's another trend on TikTok. Is the crazy, but there's another trend on TikTok as we speak about white boys fantasizing about taking down like a 6'5" black dude with locks.
What? Like taking them down in a sense.
In a sense of like killing him.
Oh, okay, cool. I need that.
Nigga, kill a professional football player. That's crazy.
So listen.
Hold on, we got 2 minutes. We're gonna take a turn. We're gonna come right back.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, y'all, we back. We was talking about ghetto antics. I do want to ask y'all, let's just lighten the mood up a little bit. What do y'all love about the
Everything.
You can't. Look, yo, that's really fucking out. Let's say the junkie. I love
Everything.
Yo, good, bad, and different. Like it is what it is at the end of the day, bro. Like you can't change it. Like if you from there, then you love it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying?
You appreciate when you come from it. You appreciate. But that's the thing. Like that's what I was saying before. Like, long as people give respect to that, Because when you come from something, you appreciate it. And don't disrespect what I come from. I ain't gonna disrespect what you come from. Don't disrespect what I come from.
I feel like politics. But I think for me, Kool-Aid.
What?
I know so you could have said you got the you say fried chicken on top. Nigga said Kool-Aid.
I love Kool-Aid. I love, what was the bag? I don't know if y'all had this in Jersey, but you know how you got the bag come through to the girls with the little joints in the back.
Oh, I used to love the parade.
I love parade. Yeah, I love parade.
I'm gonna tell you the shit I love, nigga. In West Philly with my cousin.
Oh, what a raise.
But in West Philly, my cousin shit, cutting the water hydrant, taking the cap off that motherfucker. I was my playing in the street with the water hydrant. Nigga, I used to love that shit. That shit was
When a nigga,
that's what I love to do all summer.
Reese, when a nigga come down and go, you better not work my car. Oh, that shit, soon as that nigga get halfway down,
Catch me was getting $5 a car with the water hydrant, nigga. We was some some ass little kids.
I mean, we had the boys and girls and shit like that. Sweat pools. Don't worry about that. We ain't no fucking.
I mean, we had, look, we worked my house,
I shut the above ground.
There you did. You had to park out.
Listen. As a child from the age of 9 to 17, I lived in South Carolina. Nigga, the groundwater too high for you to have a pool. There were no swimming pools in South Carolina.
Oh shit.
We had to go to the beach. We had to go to Charleston. Nigga, it was from Beach.
He was from Park Heights.
No, it's a pool in the corner of Park Heights. We used to have the gate, but I was a kid. I was 19
for pool too though.
Yeah, community shit? Yeah, right there. I was 18, 19 doing that shit.
In my library. You know what a library? Yeah, it's right across my library.
Okay, yeah.
I never been in that pool, but like I said back in the day, we didn't go to no fucking
So I
to visit apartment complex pool.
Hold on.
How do you appreciate? Do you appreciate the hood while you in it, or you appreciate?
Well, the thing about hold on. The thing about the hood is you don't even know when you're a kid, you don't know that's the hood.
No, you don't.
You don't realize. Like, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. When I grew up, you feel me? My dad was doing, his little bit. I looked at my grandparents. I thought everybody lived with their grandparents. You know, right? When I was growing, I thought everybody lived with their grandparents.
Listen, you don't appreciate nothing until you go through it. You got to go through it and see the other side of it before you can.
Like, hold on, like Mr. Dang.
Did you hold it broken? Did you know that you was poor growing up?
We wasn't poor.
I didn't say that you were. I'm saying that people said they got good at my phone big dog. I didn't know. I wasn't poor either. I had 2 parents in my house. Well, I didn't say I was poor. I'm just saying, like, for those who were poor, unless.
Oh no, we weren't. No, my family was in. I ain't grew up poor. They had it. So no, we
don't even know what the fuck poor is.
Right.
I mean, you don't.
As a kid,
you don't.
But we know that there was some niggas who had less than what we had.
Hold on, let's try this shit.
Go to another fucking country.
Right. That's what.
Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Go to a third world country.
Fuck boys.
You took a fast surface level. You done it.
I mean, he got a point.
Well, he do. But I don't know. That's what.
Like, say go to something like my uncle. I remember when he went to Jamaica, and he went somewhere in Jamaica. He was like, I thought we was poor.
Yeah.
Baby.
I went to Belize. And we went to a rum tour on the way. Niggas was building their homes with 2x4s and aluminum panels.
Wow, that's tough.
That's expensive.
What? Nigga, they was building their homes with 2x4s and aluminum panels and was happy because they had that shit to do it with.
Yeah. But like I said, that's nigga.
That's ultimately.
I wasn't poor.
Yeah, that's
I saying had the shit I wanted.
I mean, we was ghetto rich, but it wasn't like
who rich.
Yeah. Like anytime I went to my backyard, like they $5 hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then,
we live in the wealthiest black.
I mean, we live here.
Maybe you live in Wranglestown.
Now, as an adult.
Oh yeah, I grew up on Epsom Avenue.
I'm just saying in general, like we know when fucking black accents get to the how the fuck we.
I didn't see black people until like
you in Maryland, one of the earliest.
No, Maryland is definitely
states ever.
I mean, that's
growing up, like
what that got to do with Baltimore City?
Yeah, like growing up for me, I ain't gonna always just keep a shit 100. I thought I was going to either be in the street or I was going to play sports. That was the only option.
What I'm saying is,
but luckily I got the exposure.
Well, why did you feel like that though?
Because everybody I looked up to was in the streets.
Alright, that's fair.
Okay, those
everybody looked up to, and they were solid niggas in the street. Like I'm talking about.
that's what you idolize.
But no, I'm talking about to the point where
That was what was normal.
That was a way of life.
no. Oh, listen. I'm talking about to the point of like, remember in Gangsta and Guns Up when he was like, yo, the kids in the neighborhood walk my mother's like that shit was happening for us. Like my grandmother, like niggas would like when I would come down, one standing, they're like, oh yo, that's pizza. I mean that's peanutting. You know what I'm saying? So it was like for me, that was the safest place I ever felt.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had some respect between that 2500 block up to the 2700 block. Like
Nigga, I had that shit at 13 and like that would.
facts, but I'm saying it hits different. Like
But what I'm saying is, I would say like, nigga, at the end of the day, none of us was fucking poor, none of us was broke and shit. It's just like survival of the fittest. Yeah, that part played this.
I had a lot more than a lot of my friends.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like they, you know, we like to say, 2 parents in my household, so on and so
Nigga,
forth.
we got fucking 14.
no. The door.
We got like fucking running water, lights, and all that other shit. Nigga, we are very fucking privileged if you think you are.
Yeah, and the shit that was going on behind the scenes with our parents, grandparents, or whatever, we didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't know that maybe we had some past due bills or whatever. We didn't know that shit, bro.
I mean, but why should we at that young age?
Yeah, no, you should know it.
Bro, I just was telling the story the other day. I remember one day, like, you feel me, I'm about to play football, right? Right. In the building we lived in, the girl India lived upstairs. So, of course, when you about to go play football, you ain't about to put your best spin on. I got this tee on, this dingy ass tee, right? It was overshort. Right, to beat up Air Force One. I go outside, she going to fuck. I'm touching about 5 feet. Really? Oh my God. But my father had the screen door during the springtime, you open the screen door, you know, maybe the one safety one. Right. So, my father hit all this shit. Next day, I come home from school, I walk in my room, nigga, I got 4 pair, I don't even know why I had butters, because I'm like, yo, it's fucking spring. I had fucking 4 or 5 jerseys, I had, remember tall tees was the thing back then, I had like 20 tees, black and white, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what it was like to experience certain things. And I'm not saying that
Like Robiny or
we lived within.
No, like so you what you saying? Like if he went out and bought all of that wardrobe, you didn't show what it felt like to not have.
Big that.
And neither do I. I couldn't do it.
None of us do.
Fact is that
Some kids do though.
No. The fact of the matter is somebody else. I wish somebody
first like I would take money. You feel me? In elementary school, like I knew I didn't know the extent of his situation, but I knew he used to come to school with the dingy shit on, and I looked out for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, go get you some lunch. You know
I did not crack them.
That was never my style.
That
was never my style.
Yeah, I cracked on those kids.
I only did it if you do jokes that my way. That it was.
No, you didn't have to do nothing to me.
No, that wasn't me. And I think
But in my hood, if you couldn't crack jokes, then you better learn how to fight, nigga.
well, see,
One of the other.
where I grew up,
Or both.
my uncles always took care of the things. You know what I mean? They made them work, but it's like, boy, wash my car. You feel me? Take a couple.
Yeah, my dad
They
had
never made really.
Yo, my dad had one. Chino.
Yeah, they never.
Chino might come to my house, my mother might be like, yo, honey, fix blah, blah. Then you know Chino was at the house with the tool bag. This little Spanish nigga got high around our way. Like, he would clean up the barbershop, clean the windows and shit like that. That was Chino.
I ain't gonna lie, that's another thing I love the hood. What's that? Hood discounts.
Yeah, hood discounts.
To an extent.
Hood discounts.
To an extent. I never
Hood discounts.
that, bro. I did never buy like a nigga from the street. I was like, what? Nigga was like, then that nigga though was I was stop buying that shit from the street. Good.
Like, wait. So,
I don't give a fuck if you nigga, hey yo, come to my house if you want to. You
No, I ain't even come to my house.
But it's like now a nigga know what's your fuck out.
I'm sorry, fam. You talking about like in the sense of like you buy
The fucking Xbox on the street.
Oh, you
so I mean, you had to come to your house to give you the Xbox.
No, because he sold it to me. He don't know what I had.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, understood.
But it was like, oh, then you about to go.
No, so shit like that. Nah, I'm not buying nothing from a fiend on the street. I'm not buying nothing from a nigga on the street. And I'm talking about hood discounts. I'm thinking about, nigga, I go to the store all the time, and I might not have enough money for everything I want.
You good with the credit?
But whoever had the register know me enough to know, I got it.
Yeah.
I'll be back the next time.
What was y'all like shit in Jersey? Like, what was y'all like? I think I seen a post not too long ago about like a strip that used to like where everybody would come down and sell shit is no longer like.
They act like Jersey got one strip.
So it's like that's like equivalent to Baltimore, right? If I'm from Jersey, I'm just past. I'm not from East Orange. I'm not from Hackensack. I'm from Patterson. I don't even know the whole word.
No, Patterson is the word.
North. Yeah, North.
Yeah, that's the shit we say. Jersey rock one.
They said it wrong as fuck.
It's the North. Like
More.
I'm from Jersey. The shit is the North.
I had somebody tell me that shit.
I just know stop, bro.
But what I'm saying is y'all have to have this strip where like, you know, look, discount. Like hit like here, it's like the flea market. See, I think on Monument Street, you got hella shit down from Monument where
I mean, I guess if you go downtown past it, but bro, like it's like one of them things.
you got
Like,
shopping there.
if that's Broadway, that's up the hill, that's down the hill. Like nigga, there is no like, oh, we got a tactical market, nigga. That's the hood in general. Like it's you just gotta know where to be at or where to go. Like you know that. Like when you say a strip, we don't got a strip. It's bro. That's. I don't even know how to explain it. Like you just have to come home with me to see for your fucking self and just know, like, oh, okay, I get what he's saying. You know what I'm
So
saying?
like for us, like on the east side, like I said, I think that Monument area was more the strip. So us over west, it was Pennsylvania Avenue. That's where you went. We used to come up.
Alright, so let's go. So let's call it Broadway. And if we had to name, if I had to name a strip, we gonna name the strip that from top to bottom, from East Side Park. Well, yeah, from East Side Park all the way down the hill, right? Let's call Broadway the strip or whatever.
You talking about Jersey?
Not it.
Because we got a Broadway too. That's
Yeah, I'm not talking about y'all shit. Talking about my shit. Yeah, this me. How are you? Playing my phone. Nah, but yeah, like that. Let's just call it Broadway. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be in a sense.
That's what I do miss about like hoods. They're like, you would go to the corner store, grab your white tea. We used to buy white tea every day.
Nigga, you still can go to any gas station to buy white tea.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. I mean, but who the fuck out wearing white tea?
Doing that shit,
Nobody wearing white tea. Come on.
We had niggas that had the truck. We then they got the car. That was there. It's like
see, but I also
No, I found a spot in DC where everybody go to get their shit wholesale from.
that's a spot, but yo, like
down 4th Avenue.
but we never had to leave the barbershop. Like I sit in the barbershop, everybody and their mother come in the barbershop to sell something.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
Nah, facts. The barbershop was always the plug.
yeah, like.
The barbershop was the epicenter of our culture.
But you know, we don't like now. We don't. The barbershop is not the barbershop no more. Like in that sense, you know what I'm saying? Like in the sense of where niggas is coming in and selling shit on a regular basis. That shit is not even like that no more. Like it's kind of frowned upon for a nigga to even come in and say he don't have no appointment.
Right.
Yeah, it's like back in the day.
That's most barbershops.
That's junkies.
Back in the day, I remember.
That's junkies. What? I mean, yeah.
Back in the day, I remember.
I like the junkies.
Used to have the old man come in there.
Right.
Used to have the CD man come in there.
I mean, I don't need CD, but yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I didn't be wrong with it.
Used to have the bootleg soap guy.
Yeah, need them the soap guy. The hard you to turn to
Wearing socks.
Hold on,
sock, nigga.
real shit. But hold on. Pause. We used to have the meat guy come to there.
Yeah. Steak, dude.
You know what I'm saying? He had this
So
do y'all have butchers here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right there on
how
this way right there. No, I was fucking different. My barbershop was growing up to the motherfucking the barbershop I go to now.
What's it different? They share language in the sense of like they get it curse.
My barbershop was called Praise on Water.
I just think the way you write it.
Exactly.
You don't know how much I cringe when I go to the barbershop.
The barbershop was not called Praise the Lord.
It was like Bill House or something. Shouts out to my fans.
Yeah,
But it was like Praise the Lord.
Were they nice?
Yeah, they was nice. It was a family-owned barbershop and a family-owned salon, but it was like there was no cussing, there was no fucking rap.
Not the barbershop I grew up in. Oh my God, you out of anything, bro.
It was Praise the Lord.
Okay, all right. So that's another thing I think I appreciate about hood culture as well, is having the ability to be taught certain things that I think I wouldn't necessarily know if I grew up.
They act like to the bottom, like I did. That when nigga cussing up a storm, vitamin kids in this motherfucker. Grew up in the
Now, go ahead.
So my point of view,
it's a reason why.
no, hold on. I'm gonna say what I was. That's another thing I appreciate about growing up black. My uncles never kept shit from me. I mean, to an extent, it wasn't like they let me know every little.
Yeah, of course not.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they gave me some game, and it was just like, yeah.
Hey, yo, what game should you know at fucking 10, bro?
A lot.
They're telling me.
Like
Shit, my nigga. Like,
Well, don't leave. The first one I learned was don't leave the bike on the front porch. You get what I'm saying? Because niggas will run up on the porch, take the bike. When you walk up to the corner store, make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings.
Yeah.
Look like, make sure you got your heel on the swivel. You feel what I'm saying? Mind your business.
Don't pull your money out in front of people.
Don't pull your money out in front of people.
It's like
You know what I'm saying?
these are hood rules. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I think like
I don't take money outside.
Huh?
I don't take money outside.
I mean, not now, but
I didn't take it back then because that was a.
listen,
that's
I'm just saying. My uncle used to tell me, because their shit used to start moving around like, it's probably like 10. Yeah, don't come up this way at 10. And between 10 and 12, don't come up it. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of shit they would teach me.
okay. Like, I think it allows you to see the finesse coming.
Oh, if niggas jump you, that was my favorite. Niggas jump you, you grab the main one.
Oh yeah, you hold his ass.
You sit down and know why they're trying to do it.
Beat the fuck
You beat the fuck out of him.
Why
This nigga gonna die. But
Yo, this nigga right here about to get everything.
he's gonna die. And eventually he gonna tell y'all to stop because I want to touch him.
This nigga right here.
It was a lot of games. This came.
asking.
I mean, but like, you feel like because of the way you live, you didn't have to dip. All right, that's my next question. Hold on. We got 11 minutes. Thank you. That's my next question. Is it?
Pardon?
Yes.
Every way you live is situational. The rules on the court.
No, not that.
Think it's reasonable.
There's always that.
Is it?
That block.
Once you do get to a space where you live a calm life and you don't have to worry about certain things in the world, do you begin to see how fucked up niggas live?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
You then realize that it's only a small percentage of people that they but and you know that shit ain't normal once you get out of it. But why you in it? The rules on the ground for Mississippi.
Everybody's suffering.
And you also know that it's a fine line between both of those. Because I try to be out the way, quote unquote, but he can attest to this. A couple months ago, I beat somebody up. And I'm not supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, but
It's big age. You know what I'm saying?
all right. But I think too, you also got to take in consideration the way you hanging at, where you going. You
Nah, like for the Morrisons, nah.
I was chilling.
At the age
No, you might be, but where was you at? Where you was chilling?
I was at Wayne Callie's.
What the fuck is gonna be this?
Reference spot. So, all right, so look, I'm gonna say this, right? What he was is warranted. Now, explain this. I'm at the Target in Plainsville. This
I remember
a couple
that.
years
Yeah.
ago. And I slapped the white nigga. He was at a pocket.
Instead of my God.
He was at a pocket.
We was out of pocket.
He was way out of pocket. He's
But you didn't have to react that way.
yes I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes I did. Nigga, yes I did. Okay, don't just say be embracing. Listen, I'm about to answer your question. Don't me? No, I did not have to do that.
That's not answering my question.
But the Kiyon, we know my life was not at risk. But he needed to learn this lesson. It was my job to teach him that job.
But at the end of the day, you still didn't have to do that. You still didn't have to do
No,
I
but
bet,
that's
I bet you hit that twice.
So that's my whole point is just that once you know better, you do better, or you choose not to. All right. If you make a decision, this is what everything goes back to with me. If you okay with the fallout, like if you okay with dealing with whatever comes with being however you are, then it's not my position to tell you not to be that way. So you gotta deal with that shit.
It's still my bro. I'll tell you. Now, if you keep going, that's on you.
As my friend, I'm allowing you to say, hey,
So but you know that. Hold on. I'm gonna check you if I need to check you.
Let me like say,
Right, and I ain't disrespectful about it. I ain't trying to make you feel a certain way. I'm telling you, like, yo, this is the fallout. I want to make sure you know what you're looking at.
Yeah, so
This is the fallout.
Let me ask you this, Jeff.
get out.
I remember 2 weeks ago when you came to the last part, you was talking about his friend. How many years he got?
He got 125, but it's 30 got suspended, so he's serving.
Serving 95 years.
Was there any point in time that you tried to like steer him a different way?
Absolutely. That's not my song.
What you done?
Last Tuesday.
What did he do?
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
he got 2 officers out.
Okay.
Double murder.
He was stepping on shit.
Okay.
That was my right hand lad. Like, you saw Anthony, you saw me. Like, you can trouble.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how we moved to right. And I never forget the next time we get to the house, because I wanted him to be my son. And then I never forget his mom was like, she saw the bitch, she was like, hey, son, I need you to rub off action or something. I thought she thought. And I remember like we stayed in like constant contact, like we drove around and whatever. We did it as yes. Our kids think they got you. I kept like texting this, so I wanted to meet up, and I wanted this thing to write a story with shit, right? Right, well, you just did this many years, things that you just came home, like, tell about that shit, nigga, like, ain't nobody doing that shit, like, I keep like, what? Okay, so, like, you kept putting it off, so, like, the neighbors just never brought us together to do this shit, and then I kept getting this nigga up, and then, like, something just happened, I reached out, and I was like, hey, bro, I'm just checking on you, so what's no, I'm looking up, it's feeling something, I know you. Months go by, next to by these report about you guys, saying a lot of what that positive. However that shit, however the universe advocate, that's how it is. But that was my fucking everybody.
So, without looking down on hood culture, so you get tired of hood culture?
Fuck enough that shit. I mean, if you say that's where you come from, I can you be tired of that shit. The only thing is you want better for the people else in there.
Yeah.
The only way that people gonna get better for that is if you show up. Right? She's about to say this.
I mean, that's
No, Tony, pause. Stop the grips of Mike.
talk about money.
I was so like, I don't want to say it.
So you gotta show up for them. That's why I say, bro, like, Black and Tinky is only with like reading and shit, right? Like music, how they acting like that. But if you already grew up in it, that's all you fucking know. But then when we leave it out, we come back, we get out of the shit, then get out. But then you gotta show them how bad. That's why I text you that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta show that shit out. You gotta show them, like, you can't wear this bonded out like that. You gotta have liquids in the phone and shit like that. But the only way is if they look at you, you see that shit.
You exactly.
You think it's a shirt. If they ain't no fucking example, then, like, you can't say shit about it.
Well, we're gonna end on that note. Thank y'all for tapping in us episode 50.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Oh, hold on. Shameless plug. I got a June 28th here. Got a seminar at Stimulus Time. We're doing a state plan. That's for men. Yeah, this is
I've been every
check it out, motherfucker.
Hold up.
Tickets is expensive. That shit. Then break. I think you come through.
Come through.
My fault. June, what was it?
June 28th.
June 28th. Come to Stimulus Vine, check out Jeff. It's a good
When you go to Eventbrite, what do they search for?
You can check Jeffrey Holmes, called on CFD.
Hey, y'all, niggas gotta start saying what they handles is just
Yeah.
maybe like
What you mean, like the Instagram?
yeah.
I mean, I tag everybody.
July. You keep putting my shit up.
Go ahead. Promote yourself, black brother.
July 12th, back at Standard By, like that's Steve Watkins. They come to Steve Credit.
Well, New York today? I know, I'm not fucking in the same routine about this shit.
New York is Baltimore City. Right at east side of Baltimore, east Cinnamon. One of those prolific writers of Baltimore, nationwide. He just dropped his piece in the Atlantic. Easy partner there. I'm talking for new ways, so go check that shit out. We'll go check it on the search shit. But he's coming. Check that shit.
Oh, but he's good.
He's coming to talk about the writing. He said check that interview on him. So come and check that out too. Tickets or sale back. You can buy.
Follow me.
Just said
Alright, y'all. We will be back in 2 weeks. Taking a 2-week break.
I need it so the fun.
And bring it back. Thank y'all for tapping in with us. Like, follow, and subscribe, and if you sure with what,
Risky, go ahead and comment.
you heard? We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?